What are the 7 things that the wealthy teach their children about money? What are the 7 things that the wealthy teach their children about money? If you're interested in that, you're in the right place. We're going to talk about that in this video. Let's go. Now, these things are not going to be taught in school. Your family, your parents, your circle of influence that you've been around your entire life may not have taught you this. There in no particular order. So here we go. The first thing that wealthy parents teach your kids is that money is a tool. That's right. The first thing that wealthy parents teach your children is that money is a tool. Inherently, it is not bad or good, right? Common thought out there that money is evil, but it's actually the love of money that is the root of all evil. That's what the Bible says. The love of money. When you would do anything to get it. Okay? When you would do anything to get it. Some people will kill, some people will steal, some people do all type of things to get money. The love of money, the root of all types of evil. But money itself is a tool. Okay? A lot of times people coming from the lower socioeconomic class are told that money is evil. If people have lots of it, they must have done something evil to get it, right? But wealthy parents teach your children that money is a tool. Wealthy parents teach your children that money is a tool. And like a hammer, it can be used for good or it can be used for evil. You can use a hammer to build your house. You could also use a hammer to hit somebody in the head and kill them, right? But it is a tool. And that's all it is. It's a tool. A lot of us, because we've been mistaught about what money is, have negative feelings about it. It's evil to have resources. No, you can do a lot of good with money. You can donate to charity. You can help people who are less fortunate, right? You can do a lot of good with money. So it is a tool. The second thing that wealthy parents teach your children is that being good with money is a skill that can be taught and learned. Just like playing tennis, playing golf, any other sports, it can be taught and it can be learned. We weren't taught it coming up. The school system doesn't teach us. Our family didn't teach us. And therefore, we didn't learn it. So we continue the dysfunctional practices that we saw in the past. So wealthy parents teach your children that being good with money is a skill that can be taught and is a skill that can be learned. We can learn good money habits, right? We can learn good money habits. We can implement them and then we'll reap the benefits. A lot of us have inherited poor money habits, right? A lot of us have inherited poor money habits. Putting all our money in the savings account, not paying off the credit card statement fully every month, carrying a balance, right? But some people have learned good money habits, okay? Investing in your 401k, getting the match, living below their means, not buying a brand new car. Some people have learned good money habits, okay? Now, the third thing that wealthy parents teach your children is that there is an unlimited supply of money. A lot of us come from a scarcity mindset, meaning that there is a finite amount of money. For example, a lot of us come from a scarcity mindset, meaning there's a finite amount of money. There's only so much money that you can get. For example, if you're making $30 an hour and you work 40 hours a week, right? You work about 2,000 hours per year. $30 per hour times 2,000 hours per year, meaning you're going to make about $60,000. And with a scarcity mindset, you're like, that's all the income I'm going to get. $60,000 a year, $60,000 a year, $60,000 a year. But when you have an abundant mindset, you say, okay, maybe I'm earning $60,000 per year. But if I take a portion of that and invest it in a business, and that business grows and grows, there's no limit, right? Or if I take a portion of that and then write a book, right? I invest in maybe writing a book, and that book becomes a great bestseller. There's no limit in how much money you can make, right? All those residual royalties coming in from people buying your book over every year. They buy your book, they buy your book. There's no limit to that, right? Think about Rich Dad, Poor Dad, right? More than 20 million copies sold. He wrote that book one time, but money's coming in and chilling. People keep buying that book. They keep making new editions and updating it and so on. So having an abundant mindset is something that a lot of us did not have. We think that our income is capped. Okay, but the wealthy teach their children that there is an unlimited amount of money, and just because I'm making money, it's not going to affect your ability to make money. So having an abundant mindset, right? You invest in the right company, and they do very well, and the stock price keeps going up and up and up and up. There's no limit to the amount of money that you can make. Number 4, the fourth thing that wealthy parents teach your children is the difference between assets and liabilities. Coming up, we did not know what that was. Nobody explained it to us. But the wealthy teach your children the difference between assets and liabilities. An asset is something that puts money in your pocket. And liability is something that takes money out of your pocket. That is a great definition to have. An asset is something that puts money in your pocket. So a rental property that is generating rental income that exceeds the expenses to maintain the property is putting money in your pocket passively. Your own primary home, I would say on a month-to-month basis, is not an asset, because on a month-to-month basis, it's taking money out of your pocket. And I understand some people will push back and say, well, my home is going up in value every year. Yeah, maybe when you sell it in 20 years, 30 years, you will make a profit. But on a month-to-month basis, it is a liability. So the wealthy teach their children that. And that affects your behavior. Because if you know that liabilities take money out of your pocket, why am I going to keep buying, big gold chains and big gold rings and brand new cars and all this stuff when it takes money out of my pocket? When I should be putting my effort and energy into buying assets, into buying cash flow in real estate, buying stocks, investing in businesses that will generate income, right? And a lot of times when you look at your net worth and you realize, why is it so low? A lot of times because we have lots of liabilities, lots of debt that we have to pay, and it takes money out of our income every month, and we have very few assets. But the wealthy make sure they teach that to their children. Number 5, the fifth thing that the wealthy teach their children is that there's many different ways to make money. Woo! Let's say that again. The wealthy teach your children that there's many different ways to make money. So growing up, we were just taught really one way. So there is active income and there is passive income. Active income is what we learned growing up, and that's what you saw growing up. Mom and dad working, working the late night shift, working the morning shift, working overtime, working the weekends, working holidays. We learned about active income, but the wealthy, in addition to teaching their children about active income, they also teach them about passive income, the other way to make money. That would be rental properties that generate rental income, stocks that pays dividends, or stocks that go up in value and produce capital gain, royalties from intellectual properties like music or books, These are passive ways to make income. We did not learn that coming up, but the wealthy make sure they teach that to their children about passive ways to make income in addition to active ways. It's fine to have active income. We all start out that way, but we have to convert some of the active income to buy assets that will generate passive income. When that income that's passive meets or exceeds your living requirement, you are now financially independent. If you're getting value, I'd appreciate a subscription and send this video to people in your circle that may benefit. Let's continue with number 6. The sixth thing that the wealthy teach your children is that your money should be making money for you. Let's say that again. The wealthy teach their children that your money should be making money for you. That's right. Your money should make more money. Your money should make more money. All the income coming into your bank account should not be from your labor, from your brain, from your back, from your hands. Only way your money is going to make money for you is if you tell it to do so. You have to make it happen. You have to take your money, maybe from your active income from your job, put your money into an investment vehicle that generates returns. So that could be in the S&P 500, that could be in individual stocks, that could be in an ETF or an exchange traded fund or a basket of stocks, that could be in a small business, but it has to be in a vehicle, right? It could be an investment property, but it has to be in a vehicle that is generating income. Your money has to make money for you. And ideally, it should exceed the inflation rate. So if the inflation rate is 2 to 3%, your money should be making more than that. That way you keep ahead of inflation. Or the seventh thing that the wealthy teach your children about money is that money gives you choices. That's right. Money gives you choices. It gives you choices in where you live. It gives you choices in where your children go to school. It gives you choices in the different types of vacations that you could take. It gives you choices in the different cars that you can drive. It gives you choices in whether one spouse have the option to stay at home and raise the children, or whether both of you can stay home and be independent of working. Not saying working is a bad thing, but money gives you the option, gives you choices to stay with that job, which pays pretty good money, but it's a toxic culture and stressing you and it's affecting your health. Whether you could maybe leave that job and go to a job that's maybe a lower paying job, but it's less stressful. It aligns with your values. Money allows you to do that. So let's quickly review the 7 things that the wealthy teach their children that the poor and middle class don't. Number 1, money is a tool. Money is a tool. Inherently, it's not good or bad. Money is a tool. Don't attach any emotion to it. Money is a tool. Number 2, money skills can be taught and they can be learned. Maybe you didn't come from a background where money was talked about, but you can be the one to break the cycle of generational poverty. Money skills can be taught and they can be learned. Number 3, third thing that the wealthy teach their children about money is that there is an unlimited amount of money. The wealthy teach your children to have an abundant mindset, not a scarcity mindset. Number 4, the wealthy teach your children the difference between assets and liabilities. Number 5, the wealthy teach your children that there are many different ways to make money. There's active income and there is passive income. Number 6, the wealthy teach your children that your money should make money for you. That's the whole idea of compound interest. And the 7th thing that the wealthy teach your children is that money gives you choices. Choices of whether you should stay with this job or leave and take another job. Choices: what vacation you'll take, where will you live, what school your children will attend, how much you can donate to this family or to this charity or to this church. It gives you options. So guys, this is the MD Investor with another video to increase our financial IQ so we can break the cycle of generational poverty. We have to educate ourselves and we got to teach our children. MD Investor out.